You are still going to be the new person even in that clique. I repeat, do not be discouraged. The code will wire you very well. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So it's been a minute since I did a sit down video to chat with you guys because I've been busy. But I decided today that no matter what, I was going to film this video for you guys. So let's just get into it. As you must have seen from the title, today we are talking about loneliness in Europe, in Estonia. So I have seen this topic reoccurring, trending and retrending on Twitter a number of times. You know, first let me say this, the internet is not real. The internet is not real, because I feel like there's a propaganda. Like some people sit down somewhere some days and just cook up some stories. Like they just sit down and say, okay, today let's rattle this box. Because anytime I see Nigerians in particular talking about moving abroad, starting a new life and everything, these people come out from nowhere and start to like discourage them and say things like, you people don't know anything, abroad is very lonely. Have you guys noticed that? If you have noticed, let me know in the comment section. So let's talk about it a little. Let's talk about the overwhelming loneliness that people feel when they move abroad. For starters, I would say, like, when you're moving abroad, I'm not talking about people moving to the US, the UK, places that we have had generations of Nigerians immigrating to. I'm talking about places that just opened their borders to foreigners, to Africans, let's say in the past decade or so. So we don't have generations of Africans in those kind of places, like let's say in Europe. Alright guys, so I had to take a short break, but I'm back. The very first thing that I would say is there's no blueprint for how you should live your life after you leave Nigeria. Of course, we all know you have to abide by the laws and the rules of the land that you decide to stay, but there's no blueprint about what or how you should decide on how to live your life. Sorry if I'm whispering a little, my baby is sleeping. Let's talk about it. How lonely is Europe? How mentally depressing is it to be miles and miles away from family? There's no need to sugarcoat it, there's no need to lie, there's no need to wrap it with butter. It can get pretty lonely in Europe, in Estonia, parts of Europe. It can get pretty lonely, but it is not as bad as people are portraying it on Twitter or on Instagram. And what actually upsets me the most is the people that are actually saying or talking about the loneliness are not saying it as, oh, this is my experience. More often than not, they are saying it like a deterrent to stop people from coming. But I feel like being lonely, being alone, it doesn't have anything to do with location. To say the truth, I felt more lonely when I was back in Nigeria than when I left. I won't even lie. And that is an individual something. It doesn't have to do with location. That's why I'm trying to say that it all depends on the type of community you build for yourself, the kind of person that you are. Personally, I am an introvert. I like to be by myself. I'm so comfortable being with myself alone, but being alone is not tantamount to being lonely. Did I just say tantamount? I don't know if I'm sounding like a psychologist now, but like being alone and being lonely are two different things. When you first move to Europe, especially if you're moving on your own, as most people will have to, you are going to be alone for a while, and that's fine. Because you are alone doesn't mean that you are going to be lonely. There's things to do. Occupy yourself with work, with school, religious activities, sports. Go to the mall and just look around, spend some money. You know, there are things to occupy yourself with while you are in the alone phase. The alone phase when you move to a new country is like inevitable. No matter how much a sense of community or how much of a community you think you have before you make the move, you are still going to be the new person even in that clique And if you're a sensible person, you will take your time in getting to know people and even getting to decide, like, okay, I found myself in this community. Do I really want to be a part of this community, or do I want to find my own community? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So like, there's so many parts of it that like you got to figure it out on your own. Nobody can tell you what to do or how to do it. It all depends on you. Don't let one person's hot take on Twitter deter you from making the move to Europe. Yes, you will get here, you will be alone. If you come during winter, it will be cold. The cold will wire you very well. You won't feel your nose. If your nose is leaking, you will not feel it. Your eyes will be watering in the heat of winter. Irony, heat of winter. I don't think that's correct, but you get what I mean. Like, the cold will catch you, but then you get used to it. You know how to layer up, you know how to dress, you know how to check the bus timetable so that you will not stay long at the bus stop. and all that. It will take time, of course, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't let anybody come on. You guys catch my drift. You are going to be fine. There's no need to be scared. Talking about community, I mentioned like if you stay in the US or the UK, then it might be easier to find a sense of community, because these countries have had generations and generations of immigrants. So you meet somebody's mom, you might even meet their grandmom, you meet their uncle, you meet their aunt. You like, of course, it's so much easier to integrate into society when you've had like people with decades of, you know, staying in that place. But that's okay. You're moving to Finland, you're moving to Estonia, you're moving to Latvia, you'll be fine. Eventually you will find your own community, you'll find your own friends, you'll find your own people that you can call family, and you'll be fine. This is just me sitting down to tell you, no shaking, no need to be scared. You will eventually find community, you would eventually be fine. I hope I made sense. I hope you guys catch my drift. I hope I have encouraged somebody today. So don't be discouraged. Do not, I repeat, do not be discouraged. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching, like my video, and I'll see you on my next hot take video. Bye guys. As you might have seen from the transformed.